Over the last few years, St. Lucia has become a global lightning rod for controversy when it comes to the Citizenship by Investment program. St. Lucia was the latecomer to the business of CIP, but the opposition United Workers' Party and passport vendor Felipe Martinez alleged that tens of thousands of passports were illegally undersold and billions of dollars earned were never reported or delivered into government coffers. However, research by an associate professor of the London School of Economics paints a different, more believable picture. Early research into global citizenship by investment shows that the number of passports sold globally are far less than the number the St. Lucian government is accused of underselling.
About 2,500 applications get approved each, or 25,000 get approved each year. But that also, you have to remember that each application is not just the main applicant, it's the family members too. So for each investment or each donation, you'll have the main applicant, and then on average, about 1.7 additional family members getting citizenship.
Dr. Surak says that after the pandemic, the numbers skyrocketed, but the numbers and the wider context still do not point to the possibility that tens of thousands of St. Lucian passports were undersold or that billions were made. In fact, the global leader in citizenship by investment does not sell as many passports as St. Lucia has been accused of selling, even though they control 50% of the market.
But Turkey is, at that point in time, probably about half the global market as well. If we were to look now at, for example, Egypt and Jordan, we'd probably see much higher numbers too, because they'll still naturalize Russians. And we'd probably see higher numbers for some of the Caribbean countries as well.
With Turkey selling between 40 to 45,000 passports per year and controlling half the global market, is it possible that St. Lucia, as a latecomer, sold 48,000 passports? The accusation has threatened the reputation and the economic growth of the island, even though the St. Lucia government is not as dependent on CIP revenue as some other Caribbean countries.
In St. Kitts and Dominique, it's been about 30% of the government revenue, in Antigua about 10%, smaller in St. Lucia, less than 5% in Grenada, upwards of 20% as well. But if we look more recently, this is just 2022 to 2023, we can see it's been much, much bigger. Part of this is also because the numbers of approvals have grown over time as well. So now in Dominica and in St. Kitts, it's about 60% of government revenue. In Grenada, it's about 20%. Antigua, it's just under 10%. And St. Lucia, it's under 5%.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pay has used the CIP revenue liberally to fund the crime-fighting, community engagement, early childhood education and development, to name a few. Last year, the St. Lucian CIP experienced a surge in revenue driven by the real estate option. However, the program's official revenues have yet to surpass $250 million a year. Is it possible that the Pay administration has squirreled away billions of dollars in CIP revenue over just a few years? It is hardly likely, with the international watchdogs looking on, and it is a question that the program's political detractors in the UWP have the responsibility to answer. For Choice News Now, I'm Jason Seaflay.